day, students, allow me to introduce myself. I am Fritz Danica A. Asenyas, and I have here a quote which says, "In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn." This quote is by Phil Collins. Now we have my report, which is the philosophical perspectives under the paradigm shift from teaching-centered to learner-centered. So here are today's objectives. By the end of the session, you will be able to define the characteristics of philosophical perspectives, describe teacher-centered philosophies, and lastly is to identify the difference between essentialism and perennialism. I have here the topic outline, which are the philosophical perspectives, followed by teacher-centered philosophies. Teacher-centered philosophies have two types, which are essentialism and perennialism. Let's begin. So what is philosophical perspectives? So philosophical perspectives represent attitudes and values that individuals use to evaluate alternative action options and decide which ones are preferred. Philosophical perspectives bring together a set of values and beliefs, and educators who understand their specific type of philosophical perspectives in the classroom can help them feel more focused and consistent on decision-making in the classroom, according to Haynes on 2010. Let's move on to teacher-centered philosophies. These are essential for the longevity of education and the continued influence of teachers in the classroom. Aside from being presented in the slide, teacher-centered philosophies are those that transfer knowledge from one generation of teachers to the next. So in teacher-centered philosophies, the teacher's role is to impart a respect for authority, determination, a strong work ethic, compassion for others, and sensibility. Teachers and schools succeed when students prove, typically through taking tests, that they have mastered the objectives they learned. Now we have the first type of teacher-centered philosophies, which is essentialism. So, essentialism is the educational philosophy of teaching basic skills. This philosophy advocates training the mind. Essentialist educators focus on transmitting a series of progressively difficult topics and promotion of students to the next level of grade. Subjects are more focused on the historical context of the material world and the culture, and move sequentially to give a solid understanding of the present day. There is one person under essentialism, which is William C. Bagley. He was one of the most influential advocates of essentialism. Bagley believed that education was not supposed to change society, but to preserve it. At a conference for the American Association of School Administrators in 1938, Bagley urged schools and educators to create what we knew today, to be vigilant in sticking to the core curriculum. Essentialism is a common model in U.S. public schools today. A typical day At an essentialist school might have 7 periods, which students attending a different class each period. The teachers impart knowledge mainly through conducting lectures, during which students are expected to take notes. The students are provided with practice worksheets or hands-on projects, followed by an assessment of the learning material covered during this process. The students continue with the same daily schedule for a semester or a year. When their assessments show sufficient competence, they are promoted to the next grade or class to learn more difficult material. For each class, the school board has approved a specific curriculum which must be taught. Although, how it is taught is left to the teacher's discretion. Now, we have moved on to the second type of teacher-centered philosophies, which is perennialism. Shown is the description of perennialism. So, perennial works are those considered as important and applicable today as they were written and are often referred to as great books. Common examples include Melville's Moby Dick, Shakespeare's Macbeth, Dickens' Great Expectations, and Dante's Inferno. Perennialism is sometimes referred to as culturally conservative because it does not challenge gender stereotypes, incorporate multiculturalism, or expose and advocate technology as would be expected of contemporary literature. Shown is the goal of a perennialist educator. So, the goal is to teach students to think rationally and develop minds that can think critically. So, there is a question. How is perennialism applied in the classroom? A perennialist teacher would have a classroom in which all the students are treated the same way. Material is taught and delivered to the students where they like it or not. This is because material is thought that is good for them rather than what they like. Perennialists believe that education should epitomize a prepared effort to make these ideas available to students and to guide their thought processes toward the understanding and appreciation of great works of literature written by history's finest thinkers that transcend time and never become outdated. Perennialists are primarily concerned with the importance of mastery of the content and development of reasoning skills. The old adage quoted that the more things change, the more they stay the same. The old age quoted that the more things change, the more they stay the same. It summarizes the perennialist's perspective on education. In perennialism, skills are still developed in a sequential manner. For example, reading, writing, speaking, and listening are emphasized in the early grades to prepare students in later grades to study literature, history, and philosophy. And the last one is the summary. Understanding essentialism will enable you to to know and improve basic teaching skills. And perennialism will allow you as a teacher to continue operating in the success of methods, concepts, and best practices that were used in education over time. So which teacher-centered philosophy works best for you? That's all for today's session. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you learned something from that discussion, and see you next time. Bye!